back again. All right, Jenna's in charge of the social media stuff. I don't have time to do it.
Most of the time when you guys are messaging us, you're talking to me and not Brandon. So
Yeah.
sometimes you respond,
but yeah, I try to be on, as far as replying and stuff, I try to reply, but again, I don't have time for all the social media stuff. I think there's a few questions on here that will elaborate on as to why, but I mean, nothing on this car is free. It all costs money. As we said in another video, I believe, everything on this car is in sweat, minus a couple $100 worth of stuff from good old Mick Snyder. Other than that, it's all paid for. So, I mean, work is priority, and because without it, well, I can't feed my family or have this passion. So anyways, she's in charge of this business, and she put the post out there that had people ask some questions, and I'm pretty excited about this one. I don't know about all you guys, but there's a lot of really good questions. Yep. So yeah, we'll start off with.
Okay, what got you guys into racing?
Oh man, so when I was knee high to a grasshopper, my dad was drag racing. The first car that I remember was like a 72 Camaro, and then a 69 Camaro, a Roadster. He had a Trans Am. So I mean, I guess short answer would be my dad, but he's had a lot of race cars. I grew up around it. For a lot of people that don't know my personal history, there's a big gap there where that fell off with my dad as well, just because life happens as well. We'll go with that. But that's where my passion derived from. And yeah, I wish we could do it together, but we can't because we're two bulls in a china cabinet. And we'll touch base on that, I believe, on the next question. But Chad?
Mine started pretty much the day I was born. I was born into racing. Started with my grandpa. He raced back in the 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s. I mean, he actually made the very first pass at our local racetrack. So, you know, he got us going into cars, which then got my dad going into cars, where he actually turned it into a full-time business, building cars, selling parts, which I did myself for a long time with him. But have just been around cars my whole life. Started in a junior dragster, had one of the first junior dragsters in the city, which would have been many years ago. We won't talk about that. I'm older. So, and then that went into.
He's not that old.
I'm older than you, so.
He's not that old. That's why I'm saying he's not that old.
And then that went into driving my grandpa's 1948 Austin. It's a bracket car, and over the years I've had the privilege of being able to run NHRA stock and super stock with Hike Motorsports, running their Cobra jets, and then also running a 74 Vega, had a blown Hemi in it, ran it in our local big tire stuff, you know, heads up stuff, ran it for several years, and I've drug my whole family along with me as I do it. So, and then it's kind of where Cory goes too. So.
That's where I started, born into it just like him, basically the same thing. Started in junior, moved into a bracket car, you know, just, yeah. I mean,
it's been our whole life.
Yeah.
It's pretty much all we know.
Yeah,
so
all we do, so.
It's a blessing and a curse, but,
Yeah.
you know.
Lots of weekends and late nights at the racetrack.
Yeah, in the garages, at the racetrack, yeah. But, I mean, what else are you going to do, you know, so.
Now, what do all you people do exactly?
What do you do for fun?
Like, what do you guys, like, all you people are like, oh, I'm gonna go home and watch football tonight, and then it's, I'm gonna go home and watch like, what do you guys do for, like, how do you, we don't know how you guys do it.
We don't know.
Because if we're not working, we're sleeping.
Yeah.
Whether it be at work, or work after work, or working on the race car after work. It's work.
It's work.
Yeah, so I mean, it's you know, if we were all the same, it'd be a boring world, but it's definitely different strokes for different folks. And luckily, we're wired for work, because that's what you got to have to be partying with this thing back here.
Yep.
Okay, well, since you basically already answered this question, what was your first race car?
my first race car was a 1970 Nova. I got into it late because of that gap in life that we very vaguely put light on, and we're going to very vaguely put light on that again. I think I was, man, I don't even remember how old I was, maybe 25 or so. But it was a 70 Nova. It was a 1030 quarter mile car. And actually, it's also because of my pops. The deal came along with the car, and he thought that I was drinking way too much, and he's like, I'm gonna make a deal with you. He's like, you quit drinking, the car's yours, or I can sell it. I was like, So later that night, and this was a phone conversation, later that night I go talk to him, I'm like, all right, here's my deal. I'm not gonna quit drinking, I can tell you that right now. Like, we're going to Vegas for my cousin's 18th birthday. So however old he is, that's when that thing came along. But anyways, you know, we're going to Vegas. I'm gonna be going to the lake. I was like, but I'll slow down, and that's where that came from. I ended up blowing the motor in that thing. I don't know, probably my second year that I had it, and that kind of took a back burner for a while because, well, everybody that doesn't know me and on the outside looking in thinks everything's just handed to me, but you got life messed up. Got to think about what I say there, trying to make it to where there's not so many bleep bleep bleeps on this one. But anyways, so it kind of took the back burner there for a while, and this still came along years later, which would be my second car. I went from a 10-second bracket car to this. My first full pull on this car was a 438, I believe, at like 190 mile an hour, and I went from a 10-second bracket car. So yeah, those are my two cars that I've had so far. I don't have quite the list that Mr. Holzman over here has, but you know, it's all fun.
It's all good. It works out. Yeah, no, first one was the Junior, but yeah, I mean the first real car was 1948 Austin. It was my grandpa raced it back in the early 60s as a gasser, had a blown small block in it. Now has an injected small block in it. Runs 950s, 960s in bracket trim, and take it out when I have spare time, which I'm not even sure what that is anymore. So, but yeah, no, it's good. So
Free time.
Yeah.
About what's free time?
Free time. Yeah. But yeah, no, that was. I mean, I have been fortunate enough to have a pretty good experience of cars. You know, we got to go for about 3 years and run the NHRA circuit and ran the 2008 Ford Cobra Jets when they came out for their 50th anniversary, that owned by Brent Hike, and we chased the NHRA thing for a while and set some records and won some races, and it was awesome. And ran super stock with a stick shift 2010 car, which I will still say to this day is the funnest car I have ever drove. It had a 5-speed Liberty and a clutch pedal in it, and that thing was a hoot. It'd run 850s, 160 mile an hour for a 3,600 pound door car, and banging gears and running that fast. That was a hoot. So had a lot of fun with that. And yeah, like I say, 1974 Vega tube chassis car. Got to drive it for a guy named Bob Ulrich. Started with a blown small block, and then it morphed into a blown Hemi. We ran some 410, 412, 414s a lot. We never stepped on it because, well, it was a budget deal. We had to make work with what we had, but we always did pretty good with it. The car works really good. It's a good car. Raced it. So, but yeah, that's kind of where I ended up. So, yeah.
So the Junior I started in was the Junior he started in.
Yep.
I think it's been passed along for generations.
Jenna, did you race that?
I
Junior?
started in that
Jenna
Junior
started in
too.
that
Yeah,
too,
yeah.
And all my kids have, and my brothers, my
said
two
Junior
brothers. I
Danny.
mean, that car will never go anywhere.
No, that is
So
in the family for
It's
good.
gonna hang in the rafters whenever there's no more kids.
Next up, how did you and Chad meet?
Oh, good stuff.
Yeah.
All right. So
This is a good
actually,
one.
Yeah,
the
so-
first time that I met Chad was actually him bringing scrap out to my yard. Him and his brother. My dad's always been into racing his dad, but I don't think that my dad and his dad really seen eye to eye too much. Not real sure. But again, there was a big gap. But so that him and his brother was bringing scrap out to us, and actually at that time I felt more at ease, I guess you could say. I don't know what word I'm looking for. Talking to Jimmy, his younger brother, than him because, well, Jimmy's more my age, and this dude's he's a bear. I mean, you know, he's a big dude, and I didn't know him. I knew of him at that time. And then they brought scrap out a few different times. Then when I got this thing, I needed a helmet, Hans. I needed a bunch of stuff. So I called his dad's shop, Holzman Race Cars, and ordered all my stuff. The day that we had planned on testing, he was actually taking his junior out that day to test as well. So he just brought all the stuff out there. Chad did. So he was actually there from the first pass I ever made in this car. And we were not friends at that time. Just acquaintances, just knew each other. So the first year I had this dude, I raced with my dad. Again, it's two bulls in a china cabinet. But we raced together and I ended up blowing the motor. We ended up waiting on sleeves forever, did this, did that. And in the midst of trying to get that motor rebuilt, I was off a year. Ended up getting the combination that's in the car now from Scotty P. Thank you. It's worked out very nice. And then when putting the car back together was kind of a learning curve for me. Again, the whole race car thing was new to me. But anyways, go out after the new combination, and my dad's like, "It's your deal." I'm like, "Oh, great." And so, you know, I can probably adjust the valve. Actually, I know I could adjust the valves with my eyes closed now, but when I started, I had it written on the wall. When the intake starts to, it took forever, just to do one. So that's where I was at. That's how green I was. First race out, I had a friend of mine, Mike, helping me, and I think that was it, just two of us. Yep. On this, so the way it sits more or less, you know, two guys that knew nothing about it. Go out there. We ended up qualifying number one. At that time, we was racing big tire stuff. I raced big tire stuff for the first, I think, 4 or 5 years I had the car. But anyways, had big tires on it. We qualified number one. Go back and went to adjust the valves, and there was a valve spring broke. I was like, man, that sucks. At that time, I didn't have. They make a tool that you can change a valve spring while the head's on the car. I did not have that, and Chad just happened to walk by. And he was like, "How's it going?" I'm like, "Oh, you know, it's going good. We qualified number one, but I'm done for the weekend." He's like, "Why?" I was like, "Broke a valve spring." He was like, "Oh, no." We became friends right then. We had pry bars, sockets, you name it. If there was something that would fit around the valve spring-ish, we were trying to get the valve spring off. Because I had springs, I just didn't have a tool to get it off. Yep. We couldn't get it off, and I was like, "Hey, what are you doing next weekend?" He's like, "I don't know why." I was like, "I want to go run in Ozark for Street Machine Nationals. Do you want to help me?" He's like, "Yeah, I can do that." And we ended up going. He drove his own deal. I think they stayed at a hotel. And I mean, I had a 28-foot bumper pull trailer, you know. I just stayed in there. I think I might have had a toy hauler for my toys, whatever. Regardless, we managed to all be in the same spot. It's getting pretty close to not being able to say this anymore, but to this day, that race is the most work we have ever done to this car, round by round, just in general or round by round.
That's getting close.
It is.
That's getting close.
The most work. And keep in mind, this is our first race together.
Yeah.
And I didn't get hardware for that race. I had a friend make me. I'll show you this. I had a friend make it. But anyways.
Stay with it.
So this was
it's worth it.
This was 2019. That's when we our first race together.
Yep.
Oh, Matt Bruce made me this trophy because they didn't give out hardware, and well, that was my first win, and I needed some hardware. But we ended up winning it. Street Machines, 2019. It was pretty cool. Again, to this day, way too much work. And at that point, I think you know, it's where it started, and it's gone downhill, uphill, or side. I don't know. Depends on how you look at it.
Oh, it's way better.
But it's gotten better from there. You know, even outside of race car now, he's more like a brother to me that I never had. And I'm very grateful for that. And yeah, that's how Chad and Cory and Jenna and his whole family have become part of the Stude Crew. Became my family, really.
Yeah, it's been good. I mean, it is. It's a little weird to think about it, how it all just happened. And yeah, I mean, you know, from that first time that it was, you know, trying to fix a valve spring, we worked on that thing until they ran the last pair of cars in the class, thinking, you know, if there was any way. And then, yeah, here we are, six years later, and been to a lot of places, done a lot of racing, a lot of memories, done a lot of stuff together just outside of race car. So it's been good. Would have never thought it would have gone there, but I wouldn't change any of it. So it's been great. So
I lucked out because, I mean, I'm gonna do work just as hard as I am on the car, whether he's by my side or not. But him having the same work ethic, if not more at times, like it makes the team work.
makes it work. Yeah, makes it work.
So I lucked out for sure.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. What is the Stude's history? Who built it? How long have you had it? This is a good question. I know who rebuilt it, but I don't know who
It's
built
a
it.
Jerry Bickle kit car. It was bought out of Ohio. I'm not sure who built it. The story I got on the car when we bought it was that this guy bought it and was building it, or had somebody build it for him. This guy died. No, this guy was building it for his son. His son went to college. This guy sold it to this guy. This guy was finishing it. He died. His son sold the car. I bought the car. So I really couldn't tell you other than it is a Bickle kit car built in somebody's shop.
And it was 20. That tag go? There was a tag on here originally. Did we get rid of it?
The Bickle tag?
Yeah.
I think it's on the inside. No. Yeah, we didn't redo those parts.
No, we didn't redo this. I don't know. I think it was like an early 2000s chassis. I mean, it is not state of the art by any means as far as, well, it is way better now. But when he originally got it, it was old. So, but it worked.
Yeah,
So,
the car was built in the late 90s to early 2000s because I believe the strut that was on the car was from 2002.
yeah, that's right. Yeah. Yeah. But no, I mean, whoever built it did a good job. You know, it worked
Yeah, I don't know if you
for a
can,
long time.
I don't know if you can see that back there, but the car did its job when that happened.
Yeah. That did, yeah.
And that was a legal street race that I went to 2 years ago in October or November. I think it was November 15th.
Yeah.
Yeah. Telephone pole one.
Telephone pole.
But the car did its job. Whoever built it, they did a great job.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yeah. And we were getting to the point with the car that it needed some upgrades. I mean, there were areas of improvement for the car that we.
But
knew,
neither one of us wanted to do the work to make it happen.
Right. It was going to be a pretty good rebuild to do it, and then
Still less than that one was, but
yeah. And then when that unfortunate accident happened, we sat over here looked at this thing for quite a while in its crumpled up state of, do we fix it? Do we start over with something new or build something new? I mean, there was a long discussion, a lot of questions asked, and I don't even remember. There were some questions asked that just made it was like, okay, we have to fix this car.
It was the last question, and I wish I would have wrote it down.
Neither
I
one
asked
of us
Chad
can remember it.
one last question because he was like, I mean, Chad straight up said, "You take it anywhere else?" No, they're gonna tell you to throw it away.
Yeah, they're gonna throw it away.
But can we fix it? Yes. You know, and I was like, man, you know, but is it going to be as good as it was? He's like, oh, it'll be just as good, if not better. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, like I tried to talk him. I was trying to talk myself / talk him out of it, you know, because I'd found another car.
Right.
We could have went racing the next weekend cheaper than we built this thing for. But it wouldn't have been the Junkyard Stude.
Right.
You know, but I did. I asked him one last question, and I've thought about it many times, not just right now because we're on filming. I don't remember what the question was.
Either.
But when I asked him, he gave the answer. I was like, all right, I'll make the call tomorrow.
Yeah.
And I mean, he started ordering the tubing that he needed, getting what he needed. I started ordering parts. I started calling people, doing what I had to do.
Yeah. And we came up with this, and I feel like we've made the car better. Like I say, there were areas that it needed improved upon, that we had reached its limitations and it needed some updating. And we did all those updates, got a bunch of weight out of the car, which is good. That's free horsepower right there. And helps the balance of the car and lets us move weight around. And it just, it was a lot of work. It was a lot of work
So
in a short amount of time, but
history is
made it better.
bought turnkey, but now him and I built this.
Yep.
Literally, I would say that there's 50% of the original chassis left.
Yeah. And none of the body.
Everything else has been redone.
Yeah.
Just makes the car 10 times cooler.
It does.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
does.
I mean,
It
it's just it's the drive we both have. I call it stupidity. Some people call it drive. That's why I say drive.
Foobar, I think you used the word
I'm
foobar.
gonna go with
and
stupidity.
yeah.
I'm just gonna go with that. But
Yeah.
it's all right. But yeah, that's that.
I wouldn't change it.
No,
I won't do it again, but I wouldn't
Right.
have changed what we've done for any of that
Right.
because it was a great learning experience. Like, he's built cars for most of his life. I have not. I did body work and paint, so I did the body part of it, which wasn't horrible, but I've still never done it on a race car or just seen the whole process of building a race car, and I wouldn't change it.
Yeah, it's good.
Okay. When did you find a passion for Studebaker cars?
I did not. Whenever this car came along, it was a killer deal. Literally a killer deal. What was given for the car wouldn't have bought the motor and rear end. The tranny was junk, but I mean, it was just a high helix of 1471 KB Hemi, but still, I mean, it was dirt cheap. That's why I ended up with this car, because I would have been like almost every other car out there, to be honest. I wanted a 69 Camaro or a 66 Chevy too. I mean, that's what I wanted, but there was none of those that came along for the deal that I got on this one. But now, I wouldn't trade this car for either one of those two cars.
Yep.
Because there's not a lot of them, and it's grown on me. When I first saw it, I was like, eh. But, I mean, it's just, me and the car's like 1-in-1 when I sit in this thing now. I wouldn't change it for anything.
New merch and hero cards?
Yes. I'm a slacker. I'm telling you, I'm a slacker on the media. I need to
Back to the free time.
I need to give her my bank card too, because actually, no, really, because I actually have hero cards that have been mocked up for over a year. And actually, now that you said that, I'm pretty sure she messaged me not too long ago and was like, "Hey, do you just want me to send this to you and you get them printed?" I never answered her because I seen it and then I got busy and then I forgot. It's just not up there on the list.
They might need updated then if they're a year old.
No, I had her update them a little bit.
Okay.
I mean, the only difference is it has donuts on it now instead of actual tires. I mean,
Ugh, yeah.
but yeah. So hero cards, yes. Merch, we are hoping that we get to go back to Bradenton at the end of January. I'm hoping to have all new merch by then. I took some pictures of the car today. I'm gonna send those off. I need to get some hat slapper shirts and whatnot made, but I need some good pictures of Cory slapping the hat. I see video, but I need a picture. So as soon as we have it, they'll be all on all our socials. You guys will be able to, I would like to say, message us and we'll get you fixed up. But if you message us, she'll get you fixed up.
Yeah.
There you go. Right. It gets taken care of.
Yes. Just don't worry about who you're talking
Yeah.
to. Okay. Will you be back to Shady Side? I got a list of a bunch of tracks people asked if you're coming back to, so
Yeah.
Shady Side first.
That is dependent upon Cory.
Yeah.
I feel like we have a pretty it's crazy to say known car. I mean, again, I feel like we're nobodies. But I do believe that we will get to go back there. We just gotta get that golden invite. If we get the golden invite, yes, we are going.
So, Cory Stamper, if you're watching, golden ticket.
Yeah.
We're ready.
Yeah.
Let's
Yeah.
go.
we gave out the first two, so hopefully they'll be coming
Yeah,
out
they already
soon.
gave out two. So
Yeah.
Larson
Lyle,
and
Lyle, Burnett,
Burnett,
Larson.
Yeah.
we could be number 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're good.
Number 3. Are you going to be coming back to Gulfport?
Oh, we haven't talked about that one yet. That race is quite a ways away, but I mean, and it's hard for us to. There's a lot of these other teams that can take that whole week off and test in Bradenton, and if we could have done that, then that'd have been great because we would have raced at Gulfport for their Thanksgiving Day race, and then just hauled 9 hours to Bradenton, and hell, we'd have been there Sunday morning.
Yeah.
Before the race weekend.
Yeah.
But we love the track. I love the track.
Yep.
I'm definitely not against going back. It just depends on our schedules. And that's going to be my answer for probably a lot of these. Are we going back to the tracks? Because there are so many races and so many people that, again, it's weird that I'm saying that ask us to come to the race, that it's like, I mean, you just kind of got to pick and choose where you go. We can't take off every single weekend and go racing. We just can't. Not only do we have work, we have a normal, our families that we got to spend time with and take care of. So it's hard to do back to back to back to back to back. That's never going to happen.
Yeah.
But just going back to back weekends, that's rough.
That's rough.
Because we got to take off work, and at some point in time, it makes you wonder, when is too much, or am I going to come back and not have a job? That's not a worry we want to have.
Yeah.
So, race car's fun. Race car is life, but you got to have a job to provide for your family. So that's priority.
Are you coming back out west to Odessa in 2026?
Matt, sorry, I don't know. That place is our Achilles heel.
Yeah.
We haven't been there on small tires, but I'm telling you, I can't even say it's a long drive now because, we're driving 24 hours to Bradenton.
Yeah, I mean,
And
9 hours is nothing.
So that'll 9 to 11 hours is nothing, but it's just our Achilles heel. Every time we go there, it's something silly that happens, And I like that track too. Gary, you're a hell of a guy. Gary's the track owner, by the way. Gary's a hell of a guy. I'd like to go back. It just, again, scheduling's making it so hard. And, I feel like we have one of the top competitive cars that there is on small tires right now. That's not just being big-headed. I'm confident in our team, our operation. Sometimes we get behind the ball a little bit, but if we're not behind the ball, then we're there. And in saying that, you can't go race for $5,000 somewhere whenever you can race 4 hours closer to home for $15,000. I mean, it just doesn't add up. No, it's not all about the money, but money's what makes the car go rounds.
Yep.
So that one I don't know. I'm not completely out on it. I did see where they moved their schedule up. I'm guessing so it doesn't interfere with Bradenton next year. Their Christmas races, I think, in November now instead of late December. But yeah, there might be one over there somewhere.
Brawl in the Falls.
Brawl in
No,
the Falls.
that's
Oh, we don't
Yeah,
have one
that was-
now.
We don't have. Oh, that's right, because it's our Achilles heel.
have an Odessa
That
check.
picture right there is
Yeah,
right there.
Friday night, right there.
That was the cash days.
Yeah, Wintermilk.
Yeah.
That was actually the weekend that me and Eric drove there in the toter, and Chad and Cory hauled the mail in your Kia Soul.
Oh yeah.
Kia Soul
Yeah.
to get there.
The
They
Kia
got-
Soul will run 100 mile an hour. For all you
It doesn't.
know.
It doesn't like it,
They
but
got
it
there,
will run
It
it.
They got
doesn't
there-
like it, but it'll do
It
it.
kind
They
of
got
gets
there
the
about.
shakes.
They got there about 15 minutes before first round, I believe.
Yep, we made it.
Yeah,
So-
I remember that. And then Mom and I drove the camper and we blew a
You guys
tire.
drove the camper,
Oh,
you blew
yeah.
a tire in the
Forgot
middle of the
about the
night.
Had to
yeah.
sit there and we got there at like 4 in the morning. Yeah, that was a fun night.
that
That
was
was
awesome.
rough. That was the day we had a funeral that
Yeah, we
morning.
had a funeral
Yeah,
that morning, so
and they hauled butt from the funeral. So.
And again, it's not just the payouts. It's also what do we have planned the weekend before, the weekend after,
Yeah.
and like they're on it this year. I don't, and maybe they usually do, but I've seen that they already posted their
Schedules.
end of the race for the end of the year next year.
Yeah.
Like it's out already.
Yeah.
But like I've had 3 or 4 different invites to races in May, but our May is stacked already because there's a lot going on in May.
There's a lot in May.
And I don't think it's going to happen this year either. Just because everything else going on, I still want to go to War in the Woods. But I don't know that that's going to happen this year either. What's the next one?
You kind of talked about it briefly already. Are you coming back to Florida for the rest of the Winter Series?
Hopefully.
Yeah.
That is The last that we heard is that they were not going to have us at US Street, us being true 10-5 class at US Street, because they already had so many cars that it wouldn't be an enjoyable experience, I believe is how they worded that, which I understand. But then I've heard that there's so much excitement around our class that they want us at the next one. So I know for sure we'll be at the third one as long as we get invited again. I think since we finished in the top 3, went out in the semis, that we would definitely get invited. And the amount of support and love that was shown to us in the staging lanes and just at the track in general, yeah, I believe we will be there.
Do you have a favorite track?
Oh man, honestly,
Nicest or like favorite PI?
Either or.
so it might be a different answer for all of us.
Okay. What's the nicest track? We'll do that. We'll do it
the
this way.
nicest track
Your
is
nicest.
Flying H.
Yeah.
That's like taking your car down. That's like driving down a cloud of titties.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's amazing.
Nice. Yeah.
You all
Yeah,
agree with
good
that
call.
one? Flying
That's
H?
probably the nicest. Yeah. It's probably the nicest.
It's like, wow. But that's nicest. Now, favorite, it's tough. Right off the top of my head, I'm gonna say the gut because
Yeah.
no, I mean
atmosphere.
Yes.
the atmosphere. It's a sketch.
Yeah.
It's
It's the whole experience.
whole experience.
Not
It's
just
whole
the racing,
experience.
yeah.
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 The track itself, all you guys with all these shock sensors and shit, get rid of them maybe
Yeah.
because.
You're not
They're
gonna like
all-
what it shows you.
Yeah,
This
and
is-
they're all like, "Oh, my shock's doing this at this point. I got to do this."
You're overthinking it.
We press enter and go.
We
And the video of the car in the air, that wasn't supposed to happen, and that doesn't happen every time.
Right.
I mean, now if it did that every time, would it be my favorite track? No. But just Chad said it best. The whole experience, like it's a cool track.
It's
That is probably my favorite track.
Yep, I would agree with that. That's the whole experience of the place. I have told numerous people that needs to be on your bucket list is to go to a big race at the gut.
Don't just go on a Wednesday.
Yeah,
or
don't
Thursday.
go on a
It has to be
Wednesday
a
or a
big
Sunday.
event.
Go on a big event.
A least
event. The crowd it's just, there's no describing it. Being under the pavilions, the sound, the noise, the crowd. I mean,
Just the environment.
you've all seen the picture of hundreds of people standing on the starting line. 60 foot out there standing on the racetrack. I mean, is it the safest thing in the world? Absolutely not.
First question I asked the first time we went down that track is like, listen, am I responsible for them if I hit them? I was told no, but you know what? I know, I get it.
Yeah.
You know what? But that, to me, that's a risk that they're taking. They know
Yes.
that risk. They know that the risk that they're taking standing out there, if I have a malfunction on my car, I just don't want to feel guilty or responsible for it. And I know that that's a chance that I'm taking,
Yeah.
but again, the gut's the gut.
Yeah, it's the
And
gut.
I'd do it again.
Yep.
It was the race this year we were at. I just remember they shut you down because the fire department showed up with the decibel reader and they
Oh,
said
yeah.
they
Too
would have
much noise.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and actually, so we were supposed to race. I believe that was actually during
Mitchell.
the day. We were
Yeah.
going to race
Yeah.
Mitchell, and they come over and straight up told us like, "Hey, we're gonna have to hold you guys off for a while. We're fixing to have the 2 loudest cars on the property go down the track side by side, and they're here because of noise. So we're gonna have to delay this."
Which
for a
is
little bit."
crazy because of the noise, because I had to go out and run an errand during the day and there's not neighborhoods around there. It's
Yeah.
an industrial area. It's just businesses. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
but
like
then you have the
Group of people.
group of people. Thank you. I was trying to figure
Yeah,
that out.
yeah.
You have a group of people that play music that's like, I mean, you can't even hear yourself think.
Yeah.
No kidding. It's
They're not
louder
even-
than a car.
Yeah, they're not even on the racetrack. They're just down on a side road, and they just party on a side road, playing music and drinking. And it's like, it is so loud. It's like you're standing right next to it, and it's a mile away.
Yeah.
It is insane. That's just back to the experience.
Yeah.
And then when you're loading up at 5 o'clock in the morning, and you're bringing the car in, and all of a sudden you hear pow pow, and you look at Brandon, you're like, that sounded like gunshots, and he's like, yep, that sure kind of like gunshots. My bad, whatever. But yeah, no, it was most definitely. And then
Yep.
you call the police, and about 3 minutes later, here come a whole bunch of squad cars after you watch them all, the regular people filing out because they know what's coming.
Yeah.
So just back to the experience thing.
The gut.
It's the gut.
and the taco ladies there.
And the taco
Oh, yeah.
ladies.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, taco lady's awesome.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
you know.
Okay. This one is how do you manage to get your balls in the fire suit and also get strapped in the car?
Well, one leg at a time, just like everybody else.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Okay.
Matt.
Cory questions.
Yeah.
Oh.
When did the hat slapping start? This one was Joey Heichel actually asked
Yeah,
that one
this
in
is
a
from Beaterbaum. Yeah.
bunch of guys were
Pretty
like, I
legit
came here to
question.
ask this question. So everybody wants
Okay.
to know, when did it start? When did it start? Why did it start?
Before we built the car, he said the front end. And, when we rebuilt the car, the front end got really floppy and wider. Not as thick, different material. And I'd hit it and it flexed real lot. I wanted to do happy things, so I was like, hey, you have to slap something else. And I came up with the hat, and it just kind of stuck. And I don't really know why I do it. It just happens.
It's the hat slapping.
Yeah, it just happens.
It just happens in the moment.
Yeah.
It's just, it's get him pumped up, get the car pumped up, and Brandon pumped up.
It's just his thing.
Yeah.
Yup.
It's just the thing.
And I'm not gonna lie, there's times when like if I see the other guy's pre-staged, Cory's de-icing me, right? And the other guy's pre-staged, I'm like, hurry up, Cory. And then he's sitting there slapping on, come on, dude, get out of the way.
Yeah.
But he does his thing. I
Yeah.
mean, he does. We all do our thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Someone made the comment on that Track Channel's post where against Todd Spears' first round, it was like extra credit for slapping the blower but not giving a thumbs up to your guy. That's your thumbs up to go is
Yeah.
slapping the hat.
Yeah.
Is what I would say. So
Yeah.
that's just everyone's got their own thing.
Exactly.
So
Yeah, and there's a lot of people that hate on him doing that. I've read. Luckily, again, I don't know how I have this bone in my body either, because I'm not one to just say, whatever. But luckily, I don't waste my time replying to all you haters in every aspect of what we're doing. But an aspect of Cory, there's people that want to talk bad about him or just act like he's a child or just really, whatever you want to call it. It's his deal. He's having fun. Just because you're sitting at home and you don't get to be a part of this,
Jealousy.
yeah,
That's all it is. Grow up.
it's his deal, and if that's what he wants to do and that's part of what he does, so be it. He's having fun.
Yeah.
exactly.
This dude told me he is 18 now. That means he's helped me since he was 12, and I got away with it because he's always been tall.
Right.
He looks older than what he
most
is.
of the time we run at outlaw tracks, and they don't give a two stinks anyways.
As long as you pay cash at the gate. it's
Right,
good.
right.
So,
But you know how many people would die to be in his position? I mean, not let alone slapping the hat and running after the car. We have got to see so much cool stuff together. So many different places, so many different tracks, different cities, different things. Like there's times when we can take an extra day off and we get to do extra stuff on our way to a race. Like we're just living.
Yeah.
And if you're mad about it, be mad about it.
too bad.
Okay, so Cory Stamper actually asked this one. What's the maximum hat slaps before a pass?
I feel like, hey, track hustlers, you want to comment right now? Do you guys ever bet on the over/under?
No,
that
no.
deal?
They do. It's fact. I
And
have
that's a
seen
fact.
it. I have been a part of it. They have asked me. They have actually asked me, trying to get inside information, if he has a set number.
There's no
Yeah.
set number. It
Nope.
just like if it's like a test run, it will be less.
I think
Yeah.
there
It's
were,
not as aggressive.
yeah,
I-
like,
yeah.
it all like
when we were against Russell for Snowbirds, I believe it was about 7.
Oh.
It all-
Usually,
Very hard.
Usually it's 3 to 6.
Right.
It all depends on who we're. If it's
Um,
someone like I'm not real worried about, I won't hit it real hard or
If
whatever,
we're testing,
that doesn't mean anything. to anybody.
not that I
Right.
pay attention or anything, Cory, but if we're testing and nothing's going our way or whatever, it's like
2 or 3.
he's
yeah.
over here like,
Yeah, yeah.
whatever.
It all depends,
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
no,
We were real worried about Cory's hat slapping days because he had a little accident
Yeah.
over the 4th of
I had a
July.
firework accident.
And,
The hand.
He still has all his fingers.
He still has all his
Yeah.
fingers.
we're calling it a firework now?
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
all-
it is a firework.
It was
yeah.
a small.
let's- yeah.
But whatever.
Let's just-
so,
yeah.
Hey, you're gonna have
Yeah, okay, got it.
Yeah.
Small explosion thing.
Yeah.
a
And-
small exploding device.
Yeah,
Yes.
there you go.
I don't even know
That
if you
he
could say
built.
that.
An
yeah.
aggressive firework.
Yes, there you
Yeah.
go. Yeah, and he had shrapnel in his arm, and he was in a cast for
Yeah,
a while.
I've been in a cast for
So I guess-
days but
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess the question would be, to go along with Heikel's question is, what made you slap the front end when we started?
I don't know. It was just something. I saw those guys. They go and they like tap their front end and they go, "Oh, good job," or "Good luck," or whatever, and they go like that. It's like, that's not that fun. You got to be aggressive to get it.
Passion.
Yeah,
That's right.
Yeah.
And he's never given me the thumbs up. It's always de-ice, slap, it's my turn.
Walk away.
Yeah.
Yep.
Everyone's different.
Depending on where the other lane's at, because I know he wants to watch the pass too. If the other lane, after he slaps the hat and starts walking, I pay attention and I try to creep forward. Because obviously he needs to get behind the car and turn around. But if the other guy's pre-staged already, it's on him to hurry up.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going in.
It all depends.
Yep. It works.
Okay. What engine is the Stude? Is in the Stude? Is the injection mechanical or electronic?
It is a small Hemi. It's a 477 Hemi. It is mechanical injection. I feel like... So, it has a 477 Hemi in it. It's a small Hemi. It is mechanical injected. Everything on this car is old and outdated. The only thing that's not outdated is the blower. That's because the one that was 20 years old took a dive.
Yeah.
Other than that, it's old. Like, we're like, the success that we've had, it adds to the amazingness of it, I guess you could say, because it's all like, we don't have the best of anything on this car. Nothing. We don't have all the latest and greatest sensors or gizmos and gadgets. I mean, I shift the car. It doesn't have traction control. It's mechanical injected. It's got a mag. It doesn't have the Pro 600 coil-on plug stuff.
No fuel tech, no haul tech, none of that.
Got
a grid.
It has a grid. That's how we tune the car. What the grid does is simply we tell it what to launch at, the launch RPM, and where we want our timing at where in the run. That's all it does.
Yep. It's about as simple as you can make a blown alcohol setup, and it works.
So, this was a comment that was left on our YouTube video from Gulfport, and if you guys watched that, if you haven't, go watch it.
Like and subscribe.
Yes.
Thank you.
He left this. If you didn't watch it, I didn't write the username down, so
It don't matter.
Motor kind of went kablooey a little bit. So they left the comment. Not surprised it blew up, honestly. A Hemi is the biggest, most broken any track. My buddy has one. It's broken 5 times as much as it runs. Put a BBC in it and run it. Anything Mopar is garbage. AJPE and BAE make good parts. It's just a design flaw. Hemis are junk. No way. It had 46 passes on it. The second motor you brought down when you made that comment. No Hemi in the world has ever gone over 25 before it explodes. Most go 12 to 15. Valve train is bottom end is crap
Well,
technology.
no big block's ever gone fast, so.
Yeah, and I mean, the last person I heard say put a BBC in it, well,
They were about 2
they were talking about a big block Chevy. Yeah. But anyway, so,
Jeez.
you're wrong. You should be surprised it blew up. Whoever's building your buddy's motors needs to be fired.
Yeah.
I build my motors, and the block that I was tearing down did have 46 passes on it. Where actually the longevity of the parts on small tires is amazing compared to big. And I don't know if I could have ever got that many on big tires, to be honest, because I never tried it. When I got started into this operation behind me, this horsepower, the guy that took me by the hand, I guess, and showed me the ropes a little bit at first before Chad came along, he said every 25 passes, change the rods. I was religious about it. If I was at 22 and we had a new race coming up the next weekend, he just got a new set of rods. I left 2 or 3 passes on the table. But then when we went to the small tire stuff, it's like we're being so easy on it, which we were easy on big tire too. We've never turned it up to where it's gonna go bang or in fear of it going bang. The reason it went bang in Gulfport is because we had a parts failure. We had a exhaust push rod break when it broke. The tip broke. When it broke, well, the exhaust valve didn't open. When the exhaust valve didn't open, guess what? More boost. Yeah. More boost. No fuel for boost. Go bang bang.
Yep. Lifted the cylinder head, pushed out a head gasket, and that was that. So, I mean, strictly a parts failure, but that's relatively rare. I mean, it's going to happen. When you're pushing something...
It's not if, it's when.
Yeah, when you're making 4,000 horsepower, that's just an estimate, but it'll make that no problem. When you're making that kind of power, parts failure is inevitable, but you try and do the maintenance on it to catch it, to keep it from going bang, or, you know, to catch it before the parts failures do happen. But it does happen occasionally, but nobody's pushing a big block Chevy or a small block
BBC.
Ford or anything. You're not going to push any of that to these levels without a parts failure. It's not going to happen. I don't care what kind of motor you run. Parts failures are inevitable. So, but yeah, if you're getting 12, 15 runs out, yeah, I'd fire whoever's working on it and find somebody new because they're not doing them right. So that's their problem, not ours.
Saw another comment. I think it was on the same video, actually.
Is it the spare motor one?
Yeah.
Let me read it. I have it written down too because that was another one I wanted to acknowledge.
Okay,
we were just right there, so I just figured I'd get that out of the way.
I was going to read it next. It must be nice to be rich as You didn't even spell Please go back to grade school.
He probably didn't want it to get tagged.
Whatever.
And be able to just pull a motor and put another $60,000 motor in your car and not worry about, and have other people working on your ship while working on the motor. Crying emoji, crying emoji, crying emoji, crying emoji.
She's going to get to do a lot of her own.
I know.
Must be
She's gonna have to
stupid.
edit herself.
Yeah. Must be stupid to waste all that money. I wanted to put in there how these guys worded this comment,
Well,
so...
I am definitely not stupid for wasting all that money. I'm stupid for having the race car, which all the other comes with. Must be nice. You're absolutely right. I hope you're watching this. It is nice. Very nice. You know why? Because my back paid for all those parts. Every single one of them. Over time. I didn't just say, you know, we're not a big team. And I just wasn't like, oh, we need a spare motor because we're going to go race big time. And just go write a check for it. I don't have that kind of money. I'm not rich as fuck, well, because of race car. Otherwise, I might be.
No, you just blow it on something else.
If you guys watched the very end of the video,
so-
you would have seen he recorded that part at work. He was at work doing his thing.
It's not a
recording
cushy
that.
air-conditioned
No.
office that he sits there and acts important. It's the middle of a salvage yard.
Yeah.
So
You can hear it in the background.
So yes, you're absolutely right. It is nice. The not worrying about other guys tearing down my shit, not worried about it. That's called a good team. That's called trust. That's called confidence. And I have that in my team. Because for us to go to the next round, there was a lot that had to be done. And if you can't trust people on your team to get shit done, what are you doing?
yeah, what's the point?
So that's also nice. You're very right.
Okay. What transmission have you run up until now? What are you running now?
It's a Linko drive, and I either run it as a 2-speed or 3-speed, depending on what race we're going to. Depends on whether it's 2-speed or 3-speed. It was actually the car's been a 2-speed for most of its life. When we rebuilt the car, that's when it went to a 3-speed. And we had zero intentions of ever putting small tires on this thing when we rebuilt it. We were still big tire racing at that time. Otherwise, it probably would have just stayed a 2-speed.
Okay, so I'm going to throw this question in there because you mentioned big tire a couple times now. Why did you switch from big tire to small tire?
For the ones that don't know or haven't seen it, because they canceled Big Tire at Armageddon 2 years ago. That is the only reason it has small tires on it.
Yep.
So these two
Because
were...
that is a race that we love to go to. It's close to a lot of our family, a lot of our friends. So they get to go watch the car compete in a big atmosphere. And we were going.
What do they call it? The Super Bowl of no prep? Is that what they call it? Something like that.
They caught a bunch of different things.
But it's a big deal. I mean,
It is.
it's a big race. I mean, in the Midwest, I mean, Big Mark's done a good job promoting it, running the races over the years, and it's a big deal. We want to be a part of it. And when they canceled Big Tire, it put us in a position to either we were going to miss it that year, or
We were going to party.
or we evolved, which it says down on the door.
Indeed.
And we evolved.
So I think you guys were actually at a race when they announced that they had canceled it, and you hadn't seen it yet. And the job I was working, I spent a lot of time driving, and I was listening to their live stream, and they said they had canceled it, and I immediately got off that live stream and called you, and I said they just canceled Big Tire at Armageddon, and none of them believed me. And then after there, now it's what it is.
The amazing part about that is the bass tune. Obviously, it's not the same numbers now.
No.
But the bass tune that works for this car for small tire, we made on our way back from our first ever quarter-mile race on Biggs.
Yeah. Yep. So that's what we've been working with ever since. So yeah.
Okay, What screw do you run, C or D?
C. It used to have a D on it. 3 years ago, I believe is when that was. It decided to
Get hot.
Yeah, it got hot. It started delaminating. It just went bad. And at that point, I could spend a little bit more money and upgrade to a C, use less overdrive, but have the overdrive when I wanted it, or spend almost just as much money to have a D. So it just made sense to go ahead and go with a C.
Yep.
How often do you swap rods and main BRGS?
Bearings.
Bearings. I didn't know.
So rods, honestly, the small tire stuff's weird. On bigs, I would do almost every weekend. It's cheap insurance.
Yeah, rod bearings.
You know, I would at least change the oil and check them. Most of the time, though, if I was checking bearings, I was rolling new ones in it because then I didn't have to worry about it for the whole next weekend. I've never had a bearing problem in the car, and when we went to small tires, you know, I think we put 10 to 12 passes on a set of bearings one weekend, and I checked them, and they still looked good. So I ended up, I think the most runs I've had on a set of small, can't believe I'm going to say this number.
You're going to be people upset.
I think the most runs that I've had so far on a set of bearings is like 32. And honestly, I should have saved them. When I took them out, they would have made it another race.
So for the people who don't know the normal number, what is the max that you should put on them?
Probably you just check them, and if they start squashing or the centers are closing, smashing, then you just need to change them because you don't want the
Whaling problems.
Yeah.
Speak up, Cory.
Guys that have pro mod cars or top alcohol funny cars
every weekend
that are running it hard. I mean,
every other lap.
Yeah, they'll check them. They'll get into the oil pan every run. I mean, and they could be changing them every run, every other run, every 3 runs. I mean, those guys I think feel really accomplished if they make it a whole race without having to change a rod bearing. But they're also, I mean, they're looking for every little bit. I mean, they're stepping on their combination as hard as they can. So, you know, us with the small tires, we can't use all of the power. So,
it's definitely being nicer.
The tune-up helps. The tune-up helps the parts. That's for sure.
On average, though, for the crank, I don't reuse mains just because the life of the crank, it's usually every 50 passes you take it out to have it checked for cracks.
Yeah.
So if I'm already have the crank out getting it checked or putting a new one in, I'm gonna put new bearings in it just so I know that those bearings are good and solid for the next 50 laps. I don't gotta worry about it.
Yep.
What is the average weight of the driver and car?
It depends. Honestly, that's a loaded question. You're not gonna get an honest answer.
Yeah.
But I'll say somewhere between 28 and 3,000 pounds, depending on what track we're at.
Yeah. Yeah.
3,000 pounds.
I said they weren't gonna get.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
It's true. I mean, it's been 3,000.
It has.
What it is. I mean, yeah.
But it's not that light, to be honest. It is lighter than the old car was with no ballast in it, but it's still not light.
Compared to all these other guys with Pro 75 cars and radial cars.
Compared to all these other guys with pro mods.
Yeah, we're giving up 200. We're giving up 200 pounds pretty easy.
Yeah.
But
with no ballast in the car.
Yeah, if we took all the weight out of the car.
Yeah.
We're still giving up 200 pounds.
And that's an honest answer.
Yeah, that's.
But it's what it is. So, you know.
The car works. It likes it.
So you said pro mods. We had someone ask, any plans to race in pro mod?
No. So it's a small Hemi. It's not big. I don't have a lockup. I don't have the guy that commented that said it must be nice to be rich as if I was, we'd be pro mod racing. And not with this car. We'd have a pro mod.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to have the latest and greatest of technology, and maybe not just tech, but at least parts to be able to compete with those guys. I can't. Obviously, yes, you guys have seen I have 2 motors. I got a spare of a lot of stuff. So can we go bang? Sure. Do we want to? Absolutely not. Because if you bang one, you only got one left. And if something accidentally happens to that one, I'm done racing for the season. I don't have the money to just throw at it to put it all back together, to fix it, repair it, replace it. It's not going to happen. So no. the answer to the pro mod racing is definitely not. I don't have the funding for that, nor the parts, nor the car. I think we could make the car go that fast by all means, but it's going to take a lot of money to do it.
What is your fastest pass?
375 at 200 mile an hour. The fastest small tire pass, I'm not sure because we've just been racing all this no time stuff.
Yeah, we don't time some sort.
It's probably slow.
Yeah, it's got to be slow.
Yeah.
Slow AF. Who do you want to beat the most or beat that you haven't?
Oh.
I'm going to add on to that. Who is your favorite win against?
Oh.
If you have one.
The one person I want to beat.
Yeah, we can all have a different.
He's a good
Yeah,
guy.
yeah, no,
but,
all of
I
you.
mean, Larry Larson, he wins a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
He's a fast guy. He's got a lot of wins under his belt in the small tire deal. I feel like he's the guy to beat. You know, he won King of the South, and he
what
won.
was both your questions?
So-
Sorry, go ahead.
And he won, you know, the World Series race. I mean, I think he's right now the guy to beat in small tire racing.
Yeah, he won King of the
Yeah.
South, and then he just won Snowbirds. So.
And that's not taking a jab at him or
No.
anything. He's just the guy to beat. You know.
Who do you want to beat the most or beat that you haven't? And who is your favorite win? If you have one.
So I'm gonna have to agree with Cory on this one. The one that I would want to beat the most, or the person that I would like to put in the trailer that we haven't, would be Larry Larson for the same reasons. I mean, they say to be the best, you got to beat the best, and well, he came out swinging, and I'm still salty about it. I'm gonna say it again on this video. Larry Larson is the only guy. Now it was in testing, not in an elimination round, but that madman is the only guy that has ever drove around me on the big amateur racetrack on Smalls. And when he did it, I was just like, and that was his first race on Smalls. He came out swinging, we came out swinging, he came out swinging harder than we did. So yeah, I would say Larry Larson because he is the man and team to beat right now. He's big man on totem pole, and I want to see if we can be up there on that on top of that pole.
There you go.
Yeah, somebody that you want to beat. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that's always going to change, and it's just just the same reason. You want to go after whoever's on top. I don't care how much of a bad you think you are. There's somebody else that's going to be better, and it's a moving target all the time.
Yeah, even if we manage to knock the top guy off,
Yeah.
we're gonna get knocked off of it too. It's gonna happen.
For into last year, Ryan Martin was that guy. I think he won 3 small tire races in a row.
Yeah.
And I mean, he just kicked the crap out of everybody. And so yeah, I mean that's always changing. It's just that, like Brandon said, to be the best, you got to beat the best, and whoever it is at that time, that's who we want to beat. I mean, the cheesy answer is to say I just want to beat the guy in the other lane, regardless of who that is, which is true.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, you always are kind of keeping. I'd say you're probably always keeping a little bit of an extra eye on
The top person.
the top guy,
Or top people.
Yeah, but the favorite win, man, that's tough. I don't know, that's tough.
That's one you have to think on.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah.
I don't
that's
really gotta
tough.
think about it. This was the first really. Oh, I don't know if I got a picture of it over here. I don't. Dang it. Shout out to Joe Zolper and Builders Brawl for this one because leading up to that point of that first Builders Brawl race, like I felt like I was part of something that was different because you had to qualify as a builder. I was still fairly new. I had been building my motors for over a year, but that was. I've not matched that level of excitement, adrenaline, whatever you want to call it, at the end of the track after a final win, than the first Builders Brawl. I liked it.
Yeah.
And that's actually the wallpaper on the Stude page of me holding Chad in the air.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's where that started.
Yeah, that's a tradition.
It changes.
My favorite first round win, and Chad wasn't there for this one because it was when I first got the car though. My first elimination round ever was against Jason Metcalf, and we snagged that win, and that's a hard feeling to surpass as well, because I mean, that was literally my first ever elimination round. I was still green in the car and managed to win. That was a rush.
There you go.
Yeah. Okay, what is your opinion on clocks on or off? All of you, answer.
I mean, short answer is going to kill the class. Because you got guys who think they're right with everybody else, but really they're a tenth and a half behind, 2 tenths behind, and know they can't get there.
If the clock's wrong.
If the clock's wrong, yeah.
But the fans, you know, it's 50-50 if you ask me. Some say, oh, I don't like clocks on. Some say, oh, I like clocks. I mean, as a racer, you pretty much, you know what everybody else is running.
Right.
You know, like, we know what the guy on the other side is running close enough to who he's raced, and we've raced them, or who they, yeah. I mean, as a racer, we basically know what he's running. But to the fan, I mean, it's going to kill the class for those people who don't know what everybody else is running. So there's my take on it.
I'm on both sides. It's either going to hurt. I think it's going to hurt and help the class. Yeah. I think it's going to hurt it because of the guys that think they're close, like Cory said, but they're a tenth and a half to 2 tenths behind. When they see it on the scoreboards or see it on that timesheet, they're like, damn, what am I doing?
It's discouraging.
So you lose that guy. Yeah, it's discouraging. I mean, why am I going to keep going and paying a $500 to $1,000 entry fee when I know we're close? On the other hand, there's people like us that if we were that far behind, we're going to just try. We're going to keep paying for it, and we're going to get there. That's why I say I'm on both sides. I think it's going to hurt it, but then in the long run, I think it's going to make it even more competitive. Because I also on the racer driver side of things, I like the clocks off because you're literally racing your lane. That's all you're doing every single lap. You know, because there's times where, and the times that we haven't done it ultimately have shot us in the foot, to be honest. But, you know, usually we sing Cory up to chip draw because we're still finishing up something on the car or something. And when he does that, me and Chad come up with a tune. He's like, all right, doesn't matter. What are we doing? The data said this. This is what we want. This is what we're going to do. And we do that. But then we do have a little backup where it just tickles it a little bit, just in case. But 9 out of 10 times, we're pretty confident in what we already did, and that's what we do. Where if the clocks were on, and we know this guy went this fast, and we're this fast, if we know we have to pick up a tenth or 6 numbers compared to where we were at the last pass, I think it's gonna make people try things that they get. This is where luck comes into play, in my opinion, because then you're gonna try stuff because you know you have to go faster to beat him. Because if you try it and it doesn't work, you feel like you lost the race anyway because you weren't fast enough. But if you try it and it does work, you just got lucky.
Yeah, I'm indifferent either way. You know, I don't know. I guess I would probably lean more towards I like the clocks off aspect of it just because of there still is a little bit unknown. Yes, pretty much the racers themselves pretty much know pretty close what everybody's running. I mean, and it all gets leaked out. People talk this and that. You know, that's fine. But I think for the fans, I think it would hurt the appeal for the fans. And just on our personal experience, we posted a video from Gulfport, and it was, hey, do you want to see the time slip? And the numbers that came up from people guessing was insane. Yeah. We were anywhere from 380s and 390s to 450s.
There was a half
70s.
second.
You're talking 7 to 8 tenths of a second difference from people saying what they thought it run based off of the video. Same thing from the stands. And I'll be honest with you, I've been around race cars my whole life. You put a 4.0 car, you put a pair of 4.0 cars next to each other in racing, you put a pair of 450 cars next to each other in racing, you're not telling one from the other. Yeah. And
hard to tell the difference.
You just can't. And I think if you put the clocks on, I think it's going to take away some of that excitement for the fans, just because it creates that, oh, he ran 380, oh, that guy ran 450, oh, no, he ran 420. You take that away, and I think it takes away some of the excitement that the class has. That's what we're building on, is excitement. It's something new. I mean, don't get me wrong, being there at Snowbirds and seeing a pro mod field from a 356 to a 361 for 32 cars, that was insane.
Yeah.
I mean, the conversation we had is, there were 50 cars. I mean, there was guys that ran 362 that loaded their cars up and went home because they couldn't qualify. That is nuts. But that's their thing. That's how Pro Mod's always been. 28, 10, 5 racing, the way it's been for the last several years, it's no time. And I think that's just a part of the excitement, you know, that makes the class what it is. And I think if you turn the clocks on, I think initially it'll be fine. You know, it'll add another level of excitement to it just because of the fast numbers that'll get thrown up. But over time, I think it hurts it. So personally, I'd leave them off.
Yeah, it was just it was crazy to see the amount of pro mods. I mean, to watch it on Flow, it took like 3 hours.
Yeah.
It was like 3
Yeah.
hours long to get through all the qualifying.
Oh, it was crazy.
Like
It was
him saying,
ridiculous,
50
yeah.
of them. I mean, 50 guys that showed up that thought they had a fighting chance at racing.
Yeah.
Like
There were
they
lots
had to
of-
load up and go home.
Yeah.
Lots of upsets
It's
that didn't
crazy.
qualify.
And in the next race, half of those 50 that didn't qualify
Will.
could be in the field.
Because you're talking of those 10 guys, you're talking from on the last round of qualifying. I watched it. A guy that was number 20 going into that round was like, oh yeah, I'm fine. I'm qualifying. Was number 34.
Yeah.
After
Yeah.
that, you know.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
crazy.
Like, yeah, I watched that happen to a lot of guys. You know, it'd be, oh, this guy's 25, and you slowly see him getting bumped out and bumped out and bumped out. It's like, man, that sucks for him.
Yeah,
you know?
I mean, there's 79 other cars
Yeah.
trying to take
Yeah.
the spot.
It's
so-
like there was, I think it was the third
Or at
day
least
qualifying.
60.
Yeah, Kai Kelly and Murder Nova went up against each other in qualifying, and both they had just had their first 50 pass of the day, and then they both went up, and side by side were like a 56 and a 57 right next to each
Yeah.
other, and it's like,
Pretty
wow,
crazy.
they're not
Pretty
messing
crazy.
around. So yeah. Where do you see small tire going in 2026?
I think it's gonna.
It'll take
It's
off.
gonna take off like a rocket
Yeah.
ship.
It's like you know, like 5 years ago when radial racing took off. You know, that was big for 3, 4, 5 years, really, really big, and then you know it's starting to die down a little. If you ask me, and all those guys are trying to hop over, and then it'll just flip back and forth. Flip back and
I feel
forth.
like small tire is gonna die a lot faster than radial.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
will.
Because I believe that the competitiveness that there is for the caliber of cars that can be in small tire is gonna make it way faster than it needs to be, way fast.
Yeah.
Like the time to get there is gonna be short.
Yeah. Yeah, it's gonna be. It's gonna get even bigger than it was the last year or two. I mean, and it's been pretty big. You know, I think you'll see some clocks on stuff. Obviously, what Hans Escobar, he's putting together a clocks on.
Happy.
You know, happy. Yeah, you know, he's putting on a clocks on race.
Yeah, 100K to win.
Yeah, I mean, I think there'll be some clocks on races, and you'll see it. There'll be, you know, with what
There'll be cars showing up that we ain't ever seen
Yeah.
race before just because of the purse.
Right, you know, IHRA putting their class together. You know, that's more exposure on a national level. That'll
Of small tire
of
racing.
small tire racing. I mean, there'll be 3-second small tire. There'll be 3-second 28 10-5 cars next year.
Yeah.
I mean,
It will happen next year because next year's only a few weeks
Yeah,
away.
next year's only a few weeks away.
It's gonna happen.
I would say
I would be-
if
I
there was a
would-
race this year, it would happen this year.
Yeah.
I would be willing to bet that if they have True 10-5 at US Street, there will be a 3-second 28
Multiple.
10-5 pass.
Yeah.
There'll be multiple.
There'll be multiple. Yeah. May not be official because they're clocks off still.
Or they might turn them on.
We don't know. But
There's
there
been
will
talk.
There will be
We don't know yet.
There will be 3-second passes. So
Yeah. Okay. Do you feel responsible for the big, and I quote, Wang situation happening in small tire?
No. I have nothing to do with that. Now, if they wanted to put a wing on their car like mine, sure, I feel responsible for it. And they can. It bolts on.
yeah, bolt on. Anybody can bolt on.
So, I mean, that's not a top fuel wing. So, no, I definitely don't feel responsible for that. I feel like there's a lot of stiff competition in this class. I think there's, you know, from going from the big tire no prep stuff to this, I believe that these guys on the 28-10-5s, they have more drive to win and compete than the big tire guys do.
Yeah.
Like they're willing to try anything and everything to gain a number, gain 2 numbers, gain 3 numbers, and if they think the wings, the top fuel wing's going to help them, they're going to try it. And I believe that it will work. I just think that they need more time to figure out how to adjust them.
Yeah.
But no, definitely not our fault for the top fuel wing thing. Now, like I said, if they start putting wings on them like the old Stude has on it, sure, I'll take blame for that. But
in the video in Gulfport, you had the slide hammer. What's the goal of the slide hammer? Had a couple questions on that.
Yeah, that got cut short. We ended up working really late. Jenna went to sleep.
Yeah.
Lucky.
Yeah.
But that is to get the sleeves out. It has a puck on the end of it that goes on the end of the sleeve that actually is literally just for the end of the sleeve, allows it to come out of the bore of the block. And I was trying to do it cold because, well, it was late. I just wanted to try it. But I have a big yard leaf burner, really. I don't know what they call it, but a big torch to heat the block up, and it comes right out. Yep. Which then we did later.
What advice would you give a 21-year-old looking to get into drag racing? Where should I start?
Bracket racing.
I would start with a lot of them will do like junior classes. I'd start there, and then try to get into top sportsman. And I would stay around the pro, super pro area as long as you possibly can. For life even.
It's cheaper.
There is a lot of people when we're in staging lanes in places that are like, man, I wish I could race a car like that, and they've got this Fox Body or Nova or, just whatever. They've got a top sport or, a pro.
Regular sportsman or pro car.
Yeah, a pro or super pro car. I'm like, dude, are you having fun? Like, yeah. Like, they're excited about it when they say yeah. I'm like, so am I. And you're having just as much fun as I am, only that's way cheaper. Right. I said, I just wanted to go faster. I can't go backwards and have just as much fun as I'm having now. But yeah, I mean, I'd start off slow and just work your way up. And it's fun. When I had the 10-second Nova, my best package was a 5 thou package, and what I ended up cutting, I believe, a 004 light and ran my number with a 1, is what that means. So I was 5 thou off of running a perfect pass, and that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Last one, unless you guys have any other questions you can think of. But one question I always want to ask any successful program is, where did it all start for you? Where did you get the bug of racing? How did it evolve into where you are today? Obviously, no success truly happens overnight, so what kept pushing you? Kind of questions we answered earlier, but just,
I feel like a lot of them's been answered, but except for the what kept pushing.
Yeah.
What kept pushing is all three of us push each other.
Mm-hmm.
The excitement of it,
Yeah.
having fun.
I've got a. We don't have any quit. That's the drive. Literally, we have no quit, and it's like the challenge. We like challenges, and I've said it before, and it sounds arrogant, I guess, when I think about it. But Big Tire got boring. We literally have a tune for Big Tire that is called 390 all day. We could show up somewhere, put that in there, and never touch the computer again. I mean, the only way we lost is if we shot ourselves in the foot, making, just something silly happening or a parts failure. And I'm not saying we won a lot, but I mean, literally the only way we were losing was to shoot ourselves in the foot. And it was still fun, but it wasn't challenging. And now that we put the smalls on there, it's a whole new challenge. We're still trying to learn. There's still lots of learning to go. And, whenever there is a problem or a parts failure or something happens, one of us, if we're not all three on the same page of no quit, one or two of the three of us are still on that page, and it puts us all right back up there on the same page. There might be a little bit of a down moment, but it gets picked right back up. I mean, it's crazy. Honestly, and I might have even said that in that video, but I think you sped it up for the Gulfport deal. Like, I'm usually pretty happy that we're team no quit, but about 2:00 that night or so, I was like, I don't know that I'm happy about it right now, but I'll be happy about it tomorrow.
Oh yeah, no, you said it. You said the blower was back on, and you were like, well, I don't know if it's because it's our drive to do what we do, or if we're stupid, or if it's something about FUBAR. And then you were all happy, and then the next morning you were like, well, normally I'm glad we have no quit. I wasn't so happy about it last night, but it's a new day, and I'm happy about it now.
Right,
yeah.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know. It's just it's to be, for us, we see the progression of where we started. It started off with, running at our local track at Big Tire, and then for us, which it still is a big thing, but it was our big thing was, man, Street Machine Nationals at Ozark, 5 hours away. That was a big thing for us, which it is. It's a big deal. It's got a lot of history to that race, and it's cool. It's something. It's a race to go to that's cool. But now we're now competing on a national level with the best of the best. It's like I said earlier.
And that's where I was going to go. I got to interrupt you. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That's another big driving factor right now. We went from competing against guys that still paid tuners to kind of help their stuff. Not all of them, but a lot of them. To we are now competing against, like he said just now, on a national level where the guy in the other lane has one of the top 3 tuners in the fucking nation.
Yeah.
Tuning his car. Us 3 are the only ones that have anything to do with this car. Yeah. Anything. And we make it work. Yeah. Which makes those round wins against that guy in the other lane that has the best of the best on his car and paying the best tuner, and our win light turns on. It's an amazing feeling.
And not saying, and that is definitely not taking anything away from those other guys.
No.
I mean, we are definitely not saying anything bad about any of those.
It just makes us feel good.
It makes us feel good, because once again, we're just a bunch of nobodies. We're normal guys we're just normal guys. We get up, we go to work every day, we figure out how to make it work, and fortunately for us, our bosses are understanding of our passion and don't put up too much of a fight when it's time to go race, and it allows us to go do these things. And believe me, if we were in a position that we could pay for the best of the best,
oh dude,
we'd probably do that too.
Yeah,
but we're not, and it just makes it, like you said, it makes it just a little bit sweeter when you know that it's just us, a bunch of nobodies. That, we have people all the time that look at how this car is set up and what it has on it, and it's just like, there's no way that this works.
It just goes to show
and then it works.
That you don't have to have the best of everything to make something work and have a good time.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Then we have a good time.
Oh, definitely.
Regardless, we have
more often than not.
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
Okay. Well, that's all the questions I had for you guys. So I know there were lots of people, I think, that were wanting to ask you lots of questions. And I wanted to do this on the YouTube video just because, so we can, as a YouTube video, so we could grow the channel. But, later on, I'd like to do another one way down the road, live on Facebook, YouTube, whatever. And then guys can join in and watch and do it that way. But we greatly appreciate everyone's support. I mean, just the amount that the Facebook has grown since I've taken it over. We had, 7,000 followers at the beginning of the year, and we're up to 18,000 now. I mean, the amount of you that watch and support the car and the team is amazing. We greatly appreciate it.
Like I said, it means a lot to us when fans come up and just talk about the car and take pictures of the car. I mean, it's believe us, we will do whatever we can to talk and answer any questions and give you the experience that you're looking for. But if we're in the middle of a thrash, there's just usually the 3 of us working on it, or my wife and kids and Brandon's kids, that are there. I mean, and if we're in the middle of a thrash, don't take it as we don't appreciate you or we don't have time. We're just in the middle of stuff, but we try and give you guys the best experience we can, especially the kids, and all that. We do this. We do this just as much for you guys as we do us. So we appreciate it.
Without them, we don't have us.
Right. It's not near as much fun.
No.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thanks for answering the questions.
Thank you.
So.
Thank you.